All right. I am Corinne Woodward-Wasson, and I am recording for the Phoenix Center for the Arts. This is for week 3 of Home Sweet Home Arizona Landscape in Watercolor, and we're going to be going to Sedona today. We're in the Oak Creek Canyon, and this is the West Fork hiking trail through Oak Creek. And we're looking at some fall colors and some reflection today. And we're also looking at this really amazing X composition that happens in here. I am now on a sheet of paper that I have taped down to be these 2 small areas. So I'm basically working 6 by 9 inches. And I'm on a block today of 140-pound cold press. Which means that I do have a little bit of texture on here, which will be nice. And I'm going to be using a pencil, and we're just going to lay out our composition on this one so that we can really see where things go. I'm looking first at these cliffs because they're going to be the thing that really helps us see, right? These canyon walls. And so look at how this comes all the way over here. Like it doesn't start until about here. And it drops down, right? It drops like down and over a little bit. It's a very short diagonal there. And then this one with the green along the edge comes in much more severe, but it still touches all the way up here. The green goes all the way to the top of this composition. So here's going to be that next sort of cliff face that cuts down into here. And then is this perfectly? It is. It's basically perfectly halfway. So where the creek comes around the corner here, so we're basically down in the canyon, right? And we have the canyon walls on either side of us. And then you see this turn coming around the edge here. And that's going to be just like almost smack dab in the middle of the paper. There's a nice little dark rock here. And then this angle comes to about here. So you can make kind of like starting and stopping places for yourself and then just connect them. This is the actual canyon wall. And then we're going to mimic it coming down this way. So look here, we're going to make our turn and kind of come up and out this way. And this is going to be here, this kind of like darker ridge in there. And all of our reflection, we're going to do our mark making more horizontal in the cliff face here. You can give yourself a couple of lines. Just look for those really nice dark divots or indentations in here. And then as we build up to this, yes, okay, there we go. We've got that going on. We have this really nice tree right here that we're going to keep really orange. And it's just got a little bit of like kind of golden and orange leaves coming down. We're going to have some more trees, little shrub growing off the side branches coming down. There's this great red tree, right, where all the leaves are turning red right here. And I'm just making little notes right there because the other thing that's going to start to happen is that everything that's up here is also down here, right? So if this is here, then we have to bring it down here as well. So this is going to be our little red tree. And this is going to be our next adventure. There we go. Okay, and then coming over into here, we're going to set up this diagonal as well. So do you see this one? It comes out to about here. And then we have this big shadow that's going to carry us up all the way up here. So you can come over and follow that shadow up and out. And this rock starts up high and it comes down this way and down this way. And then there's this great big dark right here. This becomes so important. Do you see it on the screen, how it's like a bullseye right there? That you really see that dark, dark value not receiving any light and then dipping down into these orange sort of edges. And then we're going to have all this fun bright yellow green, bright yellow green coming up and over here. And we have this one little tree at the back that's standing tall right there. And he's just this little guy back there. We're going to have all this fun yellow. And then this goes up into 1, 2, 3. And then these go all the way off the page. 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? And then in the very, very back, we see this little chomp, there we go, and then up into this little like peak back there, and then it dips back down, and these are all going to be just our little trees, right? Just some little beautiful evergreens back here. There we go. Coming around the edge, coming around the edge. Excellent. And then we're going to see some very, very far off, but you're going to just do those with the little tippity tip of your brush. Make little line and then just say, okay, there's a little tiny pine tree way, 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 way back there. Okay. Then we have this stuff, all this rock that's coming down into the foreground. So we're going to kind of flatten it out. We're going to let it sort of go this way and then back, and this way and then back, and then this way and then back. In the image, it's really racing more at an angle, but we're just going to kind of set this down a little bit, get it to sit down a little bit more so that we have just some little bits of rock hanging out there, and then you can match. So if it's up here, it's down here. So we're going to have little tree, boom, little tree, boom, right in here. We're going to have this little pine, which is this guy. Where does he go? All the way here and then to there. That's my little pine right in there. And then here, this one to this one. And then they start to go off the paper. Right? And then you have this one and this one and this one and this one down here. That the thing that's almost furthest away from you is also closest to you, right? Especially the sky, that we have this really blue sky and this really blue sky reflected down in the water. So that's how reflection gets strange, is because everything that is close to you is also far away from you. All right, and then we've got some big bright yellow greens coming out this way. So you should feel like you're kind of like in a canyon or a tunnel, right? And things are kind of rushing back in this like natural linear perspective. And we're really getting that boom, X across in both directions. Okay, so that's the drawing of our piece here. I'm gonna like just lift this up so you can see it a little bit more. Can you see that? That's way too far. There we go. Let's just do that. Make sure you have this X set up. Make sure you have an idea of where the back of the water is and how we're gonna just move forward in these nice horizontal marks. Okay. And then the very first thing I think we're going to do is we're going to do the blue, which might be, well, we did that on one piece last week. So we'll mimic that. Just like we did the Superstition Mountains, I'm going to lay this in blue here, and then I'm going to lay it in blue here with just my brush, no drawing with the graphite in there. Or should we do something new? Should I draw with ink so that you guys can see what that looks like? I might do that. I might do a little bit of ink drawing up here just so you could see what that would be like if they were, if you like the idea of maybe working with ink in the future. So I'll drop in a little bit of ink drawing before we lay blues in on both of these. Okay, that sounds good. Ink drawing. Okay.